60 Minutes Rewind.
In an astonishing stroke of luck, the terrorists had hit the only section of the Pentagon, the only section designed to resist a terrorist attack. Even though 125 people were killed in the Pentagon September 11th, there was still something miraculous about that day. The 757 obliterated the first and part of the second floor, but the third, fourth, and fifth floors remained suspended in midair for 35 minutes. Hundreds of people escaped. How is that possible? The answer lies in a partially classified government study of the terrorist bombings that have come before, like Oklahoma City and Khobar Towers. Everything we learned in that project was hidden inside the walls of the Pentagon itself, in anticipation that one day the building would be bombed. In an astonishing stroke of luck, the terrorists had hit the only section of the Pentagon, the only section designed to resist a terrorist attack. You're about to see how they defended the building.
Several modifications to the building as part of that renovation that we think helped save people's lives.
Lee Evey runs a billion-dollar project to renovate the Pentagon. They've been working on it since 1993. The first section was 5 days away from being finished when the terrorists hit it with the 757. To see how so many escaped, you have to look inside the walls. The renovation project built strength into the 60-year-old limestone exterior with a web of steel beams and columns.
So you have these steel tubes, again, they start on the first floor, go all the way up to the fifth floor, and all the way through, from floor to floor, we have everything bolted together with horizontal steel as well as the vertical steel. So it's all put together in one strong matrix of steel. Supports, in cases, the windows, and provides tremendous additional strength to the wall.
When the plane hit at 350 miles an hour, the limestone outside shattered. But inside, those shards of stone were caught by a shield of cloth that lines the entire section of the building.
This is a ballistic type cloth. It helps prevent that masonry from perhaps fragmenting and blowing through an area where there are people.
It's essentially a bullet-resistant vest for the building.
That's in fact what they make bullet-resistant vests out of, is the same type of material.
All of this, especially the steel, held up the third, fourth, and fifth floors. They stayed for 35 minutes. If that area had not been renovated, that wall would have lasted how long?
It might have collapsed immediately.
I basically said a silent prayer to myself for the victims, and then in thanks that it hit where it hit.
Lieutenant General Bob Flowers commands the Army Corps of Engineers. The Corps helped design the Pentagon's new protection. The engineers studied past attacks, including Oklahoma City in 1995 and the Khobar Towers barracks in Saudi Arabia.
At Khobar Towers, for example, most of the damage and casualties at Khobar were caused by flying debris from the structure and from the glass, etc. And so, based on that, we worked to design things to prevent flying debris and flying glass. At Oklahoma City, the bulk of the casualties were caused by the collapsing structure. So one of the things we studied was how to put redundant capability in a structure to prevent it from collapsing if it was attacked.
The renovated section of the Pentagon had just been fitted with blast-resistant windows. Neither the heat nor the force broke through the windows that were right next to the impact site. The Pentagon's new windows cost $10,000 apiece. Today, Lee Evey's team has finished tearing down the section that they had just put up, 400,000 square feet. So on the order of 10% of the Pentagon is gone.
That's correct. Less than 10% of the building is being taken down.
September 11th will always be an essential date for the Pentagon. It was September 11th, 1941, that ground was broken for the building. And on September 11th, 2002, they intend to open the new section.
If it hadn't been done, if there'd been no structural hardening, I can't imagine what the death and destruction would be. It would have been more catastrophic than what it is. 10 times, 100 times worse.